Yeah, man. Welcome to the Pundit Box for the debate show. And today we're debating the best right back in the Premier League, or should I say, is Reece James, the best right back in the Premier League. So I bring my man JAVONE here, a big Liverpool fan, to defend Trent. Bring Denier here,
Yep.
so on, to defend Cancelo, and me and STAXX game. I can be the moderator, STAXX to defend Reece James. So
Yeah.
I can ask the question. Whoever answer first, answer first. Who is the best? I think you want to know who here first. Who is the best fullback in the Premier League?
Reece James.
No, tell me what you think is Reece James.
Because Reece James, also the three names we know listed, right off the bat, bad defender. That is, we can all agree with that.
Yeah,
That Reece James is a
True,
better
true,
defender than
true.
Trent Alexander-Arnold and
yeah.
Cancelo.
I think he can still look just as good
I think
defense.
that is debatable. That
I
is
think both
debatable.
good defensively. Though. Both are good defensively. Either
Bro,
are for me. Both are good
Either.
defensively.
who
Conti.
Trent?
No.
No,
Both
Cancelo and Reece
Reece.
James.
Both good defensive.
In addition to that, no, Reece James going forward is as if he's not better, he is just as good as Trent and
Oh no,
Cancelo.
no, 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 no,
The
no. I
man,
can start
the
it there.
man
I can start it there. I can start it there. No, you're talking foolishness now. If better or if not as good as Trent, no, talking nonsense, man.
No, but you don't
Oh,
see that
What does Trent
crosses.
have in his arsenal that Reece James does not possess in his game?
Good enough.
he's a
But he
way
got
better
output.
playmaker.
But then again, he got output, right? But output got to do who in the box finishing, yes. But I could tell you for a fact that Reece got good is a very good cross the ball. But Trent, I think Trent is best in the league right now.
Trent
Got
could
to be.
cross from deep. He could cross from deep on the byline. He could carry the byline and cut it back. And it don't be no hold football, cross and hold somebody there. He's put it right
And,
on your head.
and if I'm being honest, right,
Mane,
as a first,
Mane,
yeah, you can
Mane,
long.
Jota, and Salah ain't even tall forwards. And if you know the amount of balls that Trent is put on them head so that they can head it, what I telling you?
That's real good
Pinpoint
for real.
accuracy.
He paying point for it, but for me, what I was gonna say with Reece, right? I can't really like say. I know we strikers got like finishing issues, right? But I can't really remember like much times like Reece put balls into the box and like we strikers miss from them. It's only like he's
Yeah, where
put
was you
balls in.
last season? Timo Werner, time
He
after time after time.
but I say I can't remember Reece because I would have tell you Reece would have got this amount of assists if he if these players could have finished. I would
That's
remember
exactly
saying
the
so.
story with you know how much balls you Reece James playing for Timo Werner last year, bouncing off your foot and all kind of thing. Anyhow,
But
right. In terms of crossing, to me, Trent and Reece James, okay, as I was saying, right, I believe that Trent crossing would be marginally better than Reece James. That is what I could concede. In terms of anything else going forward, I can Trent, I can.
Defensively, Reece better is more solid than he for
There's
sure.
of
nothing
course,
Trent doing that
of
Reece
course,
James can do.
of course.
Reece James has scored
Trent
bangers.
is a Trent is a way Trent too. Trent is a way better playmaker. Way better playmaker.
I
He's
gotta give you
like I
that
told
for
right earlier, he's a kid, he be at right back. And to be
his
honest,
cross.
Trent don't really have to defend because of where he's played in Liverpool.
He's be
He
higher
don't play
up.
as yeah,
He's got caught up
be a
defensively.
he's
Right?
be a
Yeah.
forward or a midfielder.
What nonsense you're talking that the man don't have to defend?
Nah, but I get where he's coming from because Van Dijk is coming for here a lot. Like because Trent live no Klopp is going very high up, very high as a right back.
And he's got catch up sometimes
He's
against
played as
certain.
a wing back, just like
Because
Reece.
he's be very because he's behind. That's why he's get caught out a lot. But
And a big
when it
difference, Reece
comes
is
to
know
play,
when
when
to
it
go.
comes to,
When it
but
comes to
it's
what?
not, but it's not that Trent. It's not that Trent doesn't know when to go. Is that he's a part of the attacking five. Whenever you look at when we attacking, we play 2-3-5 with the two wing back stretching the pitch. So Trent
Same thing as
has
my
to
son
play.
was
Trent
playing.
has to play high in
Reece was
about.
playing.
But y'all don't play on the wing. Y'all just move the ball centrally. Not true. Chelsea don't move
Correct.
the ball centrally more.
Yes,
But
he's playing.
we
No, we play
we
away, come in middle, mix it up.
but most of all the taxes go through the middle. We know we
Especially
do a
against
lot
that
of wing
we can
play.
go good on the wings.
We hardly ever play through the middle.
That's true. Them is cross a lot.
Trent
Them is
he's a better
them is
ball
cross.
progressor.
Nah,
Can switch the play,
The
set
switching
pieces,
play part,
everything.
better
set
ball
pieces.
progressor.
The set pieces that we
Yeah.
gave. I think both of them got out there to be sure though. I don't really think that much like when it comes to ball progression between two of them that I would say is marginally off. Them only saying that about the new with that. Them is both carry ball well. And Reece strong too.
I ain't dispute. It's true. I ain't taking that name with. I feel like out of all the young
I,
right backs, I feel like he's the
yeah,
closest to Trent.
of course. Both of
Uh,
them is the two best
Wan
young
Bissaka,
fullbacks.
he ain't nowhere near. But
They're
I
nowhere
feel,
near.
to
My
be honest,
point to you is
the
the man
debate between the best right back.
my point to you is going forward is a debate because the man got locked down defensively and that is like to overlook it because okay when back and thing no alright but going forward there's nothing that Trent doing that Reece cannot do to the same level
I
or
got disagree with you there.
crossing now
I
okay
Boys,
Trent might be just
you
over in crossing.
got
that
no,
he
Man
no.
got
he
quality.
he 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 bet like in terms of crossing right Reece up here right like really high right and like Reece up here and like Trenton's like here like that in terms of crossing. So there's Trent and there's Reece here and that far off but
So that's one thing crossing marginally better. Well, nothing. There's nothing. The man's look. The man is
I
a
agree.
complete right back, complete player at 21 years old. Complete. Trent no to get his weight up, get his awareness where, or when I go, I ain't really want to leave the space behind me all the time. So let me fix up my defensive capability. You know, got the guy learn to look. Rich James complete, big man, complete. Every
I,
part of this man's
I
I
game
don't I
is
believe he,
don't
I
feel
believe
it.
complete.
I believe he complete too. It just turns a development now, like going more output and consistency, and then he can be like the best right back in the world. I think he got a hair seed in
In
that train.
prime, he can be best right back in the world. In prime.
Most definitely, I can do that. Yeah, boy, for sure. He got like this. He got like this like whole thinking that like I don't like do back just because I am backing Trent. I meant Reece as guys a Chelsea fan.
Look, the man is so mature, big man, as a player. As I was telling you, big man, the man knows when to go. The man knows when to pass it inside and stay. And don't leave his center backs high and dry. The man just intelligent as a player, big man. The man they can just attack the flank all for no reason and leave it
He's
on the space
quality.
behind.
He's quality. Be like I don't. I want this. He has quality. Like easily. Like easily. He's been one of our best players this season. Last season in Champions League, when he locked down Sterling, had a great performance. He's a quality player, but like for me, I tell you the only reason I believe that Trent better than me is because like you gotta be like fair because like, if somebody that's doing something on a consistent basis like over the years like somebody come and have one better season than him in a better because like, look at Ruben Diaz, he had a fantastic season and like Van Dijk and these sort of men was playing up was having great seasons before a lot of good seasons, so we can't say Ruben Diaz is the best in the league when it got a Van Dijk, but if you get me.
Well, you see, Daniel Cancelo ain't even really in this conversation. Only, to me,
Then
he ain't even in the conversation.
the next
It's
Yo.
time
facts.
Yes. I agree that Trent is, in my opinion, is better going forward than Reese, but it ain't by much. because I had heard a commentator, say that Reece is a better crosser than um Trent. So
I
after
don't
that,
believe.
I start to notice what he was getting at, but I don't agree with it yet. But I do believe, as you were saying, that his ceiling will be much better than Trent's in the future. But to Cancelo, I must say that Cancelo took a good whole season to get into the Premier League, as you would expect as a somebody coming from a different league.
Yeah.
Um, but I will say he is very good going forward. I feel he's the best out of all two. Sorry, going forward in terms of Trent and Reece. I believe he is better going forward. I wouldn't say he's better defensively than Reece. I believe Reece is slightly better in defense than Cancelo
Okay.
is. So I would say my argument in saying that he's the best is that he is playing out of position right now and he's still
Mm.
playing very well. He's playing excellent.
He two
And
footed
he's
though,
playing,
He's very good
yes,
technically.
but he two footed
yes,
though.
he is two-footed, yes, but
Mm-hmm.
he is playing out of his preferred position. His
Yeah.
preferred position is on the right, and he's playing on the left.
Seen
I
Cancelo drop some stinkers. To me, he's not consistent enough to be the best back
he
in Premier
has
League.
he has been consistent this season.
I know I like
So when
Cancelo.
he met team in the season last year, if he wasn't consistent, if he didn't have a good
But
season,
he had a
I
low day. He had a
remember,
low day.
I
I
know you
remember,
heard me say the man had a good season last year. What
yes,
I just said to you was I do not believe he is consistent enough to be the best right back in the league. Anyhow, that's one thing. Javon, back to you know. Reece James, right, is a man that, unlike Trent Alexander-Arnold, can play in a back three
You mean as a center back?
as a
center
centre
back.
back.
Well, yeah, we're trying
Centre
to
back. So I
Well,
get that the man,
because
the man have
be more
versatility.
versatile.
he's more versatile.
Right,
Yeah,
I
correct.
could
but
I could
if we
agree with that.
compare him as a right back, we gotta talk with him as a right back and a right wing back.
Well,
I
yeah,
I
can talk
think
with
Trent
him as
can
player
defend.
type of
Trent
please though.
I think Reece could play centre back, right wing back, right back, and midfield. Because he played
Correct.
midfield for Wigan.
Correct.
yeah.
I see Trent playing midfield there for
I was
England
about to get
before, though.
into it.
I don't want to see that again, though.
That's on the Southgate. He's the manager.
I don't want
He's
to see
more
that
Well,
versatile,
for
better
England.
defensively, and but this
This is Dan Trent, right? I'm not
yeah.
but
concerned.
Yeah,
I feel like Trent attacking output is so good that it outweighs his defensive work. Like yeah,
I
he
could
bad
agree.
defensively, but any day the attacking always Trent can put on a good performance. I mean, some things that could be a liability, but I mean, we say still no law flaw. So it's just
I will say he fits perfectly into the style of football that Liverpool plays. He fits perfectly into the team.
mhm.
Um, in terms of output, it to me because I have been knowing Reece James' quality as one of the best center right backs in the league well before the man started buying in goals this season because last year his stats were non-existent, but the man was always to me still up to that level. So in terms of
Mhm.
output and these right back positions, big man I know that like if you understand what he's saying, without stats last year, I already knew this man's ability. Is the point
I
I'm trying to
understand what
I
you're
make?
saying. I
always knew
understand
for
what you're
America.
saying.
I never doubted Reece. I always
He's always got
No,
he's always
adding
got to do eye
output to it.
test.
I don't know what more I can't ask for them.
I watched you when he come on against Ajax and score. I watched you when he play Crystal Palace in next game and shut down Zaha. And from them, I know he was going to be a player. And he is a player. He's a top player. But the only reason I said this
He is.
when he was gone, right, Javon was saying, and I
Mhm.
tell you so today. My reason is I don't think that Trent as a footballer better than Reece. I think both of them are very good footballers, but Reece is a bad defender. For me, I just saying that Trent is a better right back than Reece because he's doing it over a longer period of time, and I can't like just forget what everything he do. I can't forget everything man do for Liverpool at
All right, what
right
about
back
this season? What
Mhm.
about this?
this
Not even
season.
just this season. This
Right,
this
Reece
year.
be better.
This
Reece be
year.
better. Reece be better this year. This year, Reece being better.
Good.
You can tell me, Javon.
No, that's without a doubt. This is a man.
Yeah.
Trent might
Trent,
one of
Trent,
this
Trent
year
really
that
hit
get
the
dropped
best
from
yet.
England squad.
Huh?
He was
Let
injured
me
as
not forget
well.
that.
But
Huh?
he was
Trent was
injured.
injured.
He got
He was
dropped for the
injured
England
for one
squad.
trick.
Yeah, got dropped. He had got dropped for the
But
qualifiers
Right.
because he was in poor
Right.
form, and then he get
And then he got
injured before
injured.
the Euros, so he
Right.
couldn't be Euros. Right.
I still think that's worth mentioning.
you can't really compare dropping for England to be
That's a
quite
big
honest
deal.
because you don't he parted. I mean, Southgate never used to really play Jack Grealish either, and we all thought Jack Grealish was a good player too.
Yeah.
I think that's different because
And
if you in
to
the
me,
setup and you get dropped,
Trent is
that
far
means you
better.
were
Trent
really
is
bad.
far better than Kyle Walker.
I think so too. I
What?
don't. By the way, right? I believe
I'm
I
Kyle
here
think
now.
Walker.
so.
I think Kyle Walker is overrated. I think he's good, but this man is not as good as the man going forward, right? Nobody's don't talk about it, but to me, crossing in like ain't great neither. To me, ain't pretty.
He
What you
he's
said,
not
Dennis?
all right.
Fast.
So
He just fast.
before
He's just fast.
before before Cancelo was playing on the left, when Pep
I think.
wanted say we playing a high line,
Yeah,
when we playing a high line, he will play Walker. But when he
yeah,
want break down a team that can sit back, he can play Cancelo because he know
yeah.
Very
Cullen can
experienced.
offer as much as Cancelo going forward.
Right.
So that's how it was last season.
I
So
know,
I
like,
agree with you in saying that Cole is not very good. He isn't good going forward. Is he depends heavily on his speed getting back.
I agree with that as well. I think like he's very quick. He was always rapid. So like he
Hmm.
he recovery pace has helped you out in difficult situations. But for me personally, I don't think that he's as good as what people think he is.
Hmm.
I don't know how people say that he's the best right back in England. I don't think so. He
I
overrated.
think
He could defend, but he's very limited moving forward.
yeah,
And like
yeah.
he just fast. He just fast.
Yeah, I believe people would say that he's good because of his defensive actions really in type games where
And he's very
we will
experienced.
be short at the back. We'll be short at the back and his pace would just bail us out. So that's why they
Yeah,
would give him the praise. So other
yeah.
than that, I don't really rate him going forward at all.
For me, like when he was at Spurs, like I was just a thing that just Kyle Walker. And like when he went to City, he had like 2 good seasons. The day man was the same best right back in the world. This
No,
I
that's
don't
nonsense.
think I don't think he could cross well. I
He
think he could
can't.
defend. I think he could defend well because his
Yes,
recovery
that's
pace
his
is help
strength.
you out. But I want to see he
Mm-hmm.
when he lose the pace how good he is.
Mm-hmm. Fair
But
enough.
Kyle Walker
Because
is a good player, like, and he relies not
he's a
only
good
on his
player,
pace. Allow
Yeah,
me
he's
to
a
but
good
like
finish.
player.
he's rely on it a
Allow me to
lot.
finish. Not only on his pace, but he's actually a very, very experienced and intelligent player at the
Fair
same
enough.
time.
Fair
Mm-hmm.
enough.
I
And I
agree.
believe also he is a good defender.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like
agree.
he will be the man
Yeah.
that you would expect to mark the one of the best players on the pitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, he got his purposes, but for the
Hmm.
purposes of the conversation, no, I think that he's past it.
Mm. Fair
I,
enough.
I don't even think. Look, honestly, right? Like 2 years ago, if we could say 2 years ago, we only really have at that point the time I was really only saying Trent was the only right back in league
Good.
that it was
Mm-hmm.
good. 2 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, Reece wasn't playing yet. Then breakthrough yet. Man,
And
you
then
had
okay, no.
Wan Bissaka, and I remember men was saying who better between Wan Bissaka and Trent. And Wan
Mm-mm.
Bissaka to me, I'd have let Wan Bissaka win at Crystal Palace to be fair, because he had a
But
little
two
too
Mm-hmm.
much.
years ago, Liverpool went back started lockdown. for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
I still think that Robertson
Mhm.
is the best left
Yeah,
back in the league.
definitely.
What do you think with
Yeah,
that?
I
But
agree.
then,
Yeah.
but then you gotta
All right.
compare it with Cancelo, cause Cancelo play on the left.
He ain't bad
Chilwell
enough. He ain't
cannot.
bad enough.
Chilwell
He
cannot
ain't bad enough,
outside
Robert.
a certain
Oh
Robertson
yeah,
to
Chilwell. I
vote on.
feel Chilwell is better. You right.
Van who? Van who?
Nah, boy.
Cancelo at left,
Oh,
back.
Cancelo.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
of
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
course, of course.
Uh-huh.
I don't think
Robertson,
he,
no, he is filthy.
nah,
Robertson is filthy. He is
he
filthy.
ain't bad now, Robert. Robertson is the
Yeah,
best
So I
left
yeah.
back in
thought
the
He
world.
is filthy.
He's the
I'm gonna
best in the
say
world for me. I think
Mm.
Robertson is the best in the world.
that's very arguable. Quite
He's
arguable.
been having a quiet season though.
But
He is class.
he's quality, but I
Yeah,
don't know who I would say better than you right now. You're right now at left back.
fair enough. Yeah,
Don't
you're
know.
right. Mm-hmm.
Quality.
Mm-hmm.
But for
Let me
me,
know. Reece James.
the Shrimps,
Reece James. No, I'm not talking about left back. I'm talking about back to the conversation. Reece James.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What happened to
Clear.
Rich James?
Clear.
I wouldn't say so.
clear full
Clear.
of
I
Number
don't think
clear
Cancelo.
it
in the
is
Premier
clear.
League as a right back.
Me, all right.
Yeah,
If I
at this
rating it out
current
of
moment,
100, right?
At this current
If I
moment,
rating it
go
out
ahead.
of 100, I would give Cancelo 90, and I would give Rich James about 88, and I
Oh
would
my
give
days.
Trent 87. That's how tight it
What?
is.
it's tight. It's tight. It's tight, big man. Because like I'm being on, I don't really see like we have to be honest.
Then
Stop.
there you
Chelsea fan.
you
We don't
talking about being
apart
honest.
from
She just put
apart from.
Cancelo above Reece and Trent.
But let me ask you a question, right? We see Reece week in and week out. Like what we see Reece do that we do apart from defending, we don't see from Trent or
I
Cancelo.
don't like people brushing or shedding the defensive duties very casually, big man.
But like when
Still
you
very
talk,
important.
but
No,
one
I
it is
already tell
important.
you.
But you can
I
also have
told
a
you that
centre
I
back to
agree
cover
with
for
you.
you. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's
Like
true.
Van
That's true.
Dijk nowadays in modern day fullback
But
in
that
modern
making
day,
a sense. So
bro.
that making a
Listen,
sense, big man. We
you
talking
can't
about the
get Paul
players or we
Tote.
talking about all the players playing in the teams? What we talking about?
What I'm saying, right? Listen, just listen, right? You can have a right back that deficiencies. I got deficiencies at defense. Look at Trent. I see it. I see it sometimes with Alfonso Davies when he was first breaking through. The centre back that playing on the same side is to cover for the mistakes you made. And I see Van Dijk do a lot for Trent.
That
And
is a piss poor argument, big man.
and at City, I have seen Cancelo being caught out, and I've seen Ruben Diaz do it too. So I realizing that a lot of centre backs helping out the full backs nowadays. It's like
They don't
Will
saying
have
you
a
that
allow
choice
me
now.
I'm not saying they don't
offer
have to
reply?
defend. You can let me finish.
Mhm.
I don't mind. Obviously, you have to defend, and like you still a fullback. You gotta defend. I'm saying you don't have to defend. I'm saying that a centre back can cover for your deficiencies, but But
Mhm.
nobody can cover for you moving forward. You have to do that yourself. That's my point.
Mhm.
Big man, I'm supposed so
A perfect
what
example
you
is
are
like,
telling
all right, if one mis I'll let you continue for if one Misaka, imagine this, if one Misaka cannot defend and he's terrible moving forward, we all know that. Continue.
big man, so I am supposed to take the less efficient defender because I center back. Like that is a piss poor argument. I want the
Bro,
better defender. Also, like big man, like you can't just
I want all in one. That we got
exactly.
agreed.
That is what Rich James is. So you that what you know, so big man is like that is so much shit that you know thought there just no big man. Take Trent on the base that he got a sent. We talking about players, individual players, and you
Mm.
giving me a point in which what?
You're
What
thinking
was the
about
point trying to make, big man?
all right, all right, all right. Let me put it in a
He is
better
not
way.
as good defensively, but this is very much excuses and this is nonsense. B.
But like
He's a
what I'm
better
trying
defender.
he
Full
is a
stop.
better defender. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is right.
How
I
much
got a question.
efficiencies, big man?
You rather a defender, or let's say you got a defender that you rather a defender that as a right back that could do all in one. I prefer that too, obviously. But right now in modern day football, we use mostly want from you fullbacks. If you fullbacks ain't giving you assist or anything and just defend you, gonna be happy.
But Reece James was giving me an assist last year.
He's just piece. Or play as or again. I just asked you as an example. Left foot Reece James. I'm asking you as an example.
Left foot
We
Reece
got.
James. So what I expect from a wing back, the minimum.
Yes.
Defense.
I asked you that already, but what do you
Mike, shut up and let me fucking talk, big man.
Go ahead, man.
Defensively and be able to whip across. Basics. That's the minimum I want from
exactly. That is.
Javon?
But as I was saying, yeah, I'm asking you as a question. You prefer right back that good defensively or good moving forward?
If I have to choose either or.
Yes.
I have to go defensively. You want to know why?
Why?
You want to know why? Right backs, but we're talking about right backs.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want a right back that cannot defend. I can look for goals elsewhere, but then I need a right back to take care of his responsibility on the right side. I want my right back to be able to neutralize the opposition right winger.
But like but that's well it, man. You may complain about Wan-Bissaka could defend, but he can't move forward.
And then Wan-Bissaka's play every single week.
Like thing, man. That's one man. You may complain about it.
But like, you need
that's
to
their only good right back.
But no, like no. Think about it like this, no. Right? You rather a liability defensively. You know how much issues that would be in a site. You have your right wing back is a liability on defense. You cannot trust him to handle his defensive capability. His defensive responsibilities.
Yeah, but like, you also gotta remember that he could go further and playing a good cross to putting the box to win you a game.
I also have created midfielders are looking for their things for as well.
Yeah, but like nowadays, nowadays you got this narrative that all teams just play before back moving forward now. And like it's like back in there when it had men like Ivanovic and these men just used to defend and thing. Now it's men moving forward now.
I will let you to remember you asked me to choose which one I let you choose. Choosing a man better defensively, like I just feel that is, like if I want to build my team, that is just a safe option.
But that's a difficult question. The name is
more security. Very difficult question.
That's a difficult question.
But
it depends. It really depends because if you have a center back late, for instance, Van Dijk, who could cover for you, I would prefer somebody who is good going forward. But if I ain't got nobody to cover for me, then I want a defensive. It depends on the system. So,
and I think I was continuing. So sorry.
Right. So yes, it all depends on the system, and as y'all were saying, I would prefer to have an all rounder, as in both good, both going forward and defensively.
You don't want us to rely on you center backs to be covering or you take for back. Then we can pick a decent serious. You said like get pull and stretch.
But for instance, with Chelsea got 3 center backs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you can allow Reece to push forward and allow your right center back to push into Reece position. So that's why I'm telling you that it depends on the system.
That's the thing, and that's the thing. If we have to ask this question about 10 years ago, I know some people can say they just want a right. I don't even know if this would have been a question 10 years ago. If you prefer right back to move forward well or defend well.
Yeah.
No, that'd be a automatic defense. Everybody would say defense.
Yeah.
But like NARINE last week, right? It was either the midweek fixture or the weekend fixture, big man. I was watching Reece James get done. But you know who was covering? The man was getting back in. The man would get the pass, get back in, he went back the ball. Back at the
Which one you mean the cup game we play?
That was
Southampton?
I believe so.
He was good that game.
Big man, the man was getting done.
Right.
It was that game?
He played center.
It was the center back game.
Against Aston Villa. I think it was good. I don't think
it was that game. I can't even forget the match, no big man. But I saw the man got done more than once on the right side. But got in every time. So the man, like, you don't want to be relying upon the man behind you to be covering for your position. Then you ready to approach. That's true. In that situation, you have that protection, but you don't want to approach it saying, well, I could go far and do whatever I want just because I got man behind me.
But there's such
a responsibilities.
There's such a beautiful debate, right? It's so difficult.
But stars, I still on this thing. It depends on the system. It depends on your instructions. You understand? You ain't gonna go forward unless you
What
know that
depends?
your instruction is to go forward and such will cover for you. You understand where you're coming from? It depends on the instructions and the system in which the team is playing with.
Like I can give another say, right? Liverpool fans hardly complain about Trent's defending really. They really do.
Correct.
Man U
That is
fans when
absolutely true.
Wan Bissaka first come because you want to know because Trent got output and he's provide a lot moving forward. When Wan Bissaka first come to the club, he's still good defensive. They gotta give you that. He when he first came to the club, that was all he could do, and up to this, all he could do is defend. But after a while, it get tiring, and man, you fans expect him more from him on the ball now, but
True.
he's
Mm-hmm.
not doing
The
that.
blend is the decent is
So
beneficial.
so like Liverpool fans ain't even complaining about Trent defending really because he providing output. But Man U fans complaining about he not moving forward. But against City, he just defending. So I don't know. So for me,
As
I
Daniel
think
touched
I
on,
think
is
I'm like I'll go
it
attacking.
depends.
Cause I don't want right back to that just defending that ain't playing into the box. Cause I want you to do that. Yeah, the left sided player could do that too. But I prefer a right back playing crosses into the box.
Trent,
Especially nowadays.
Trent that he big man. I tell you he's fit perfectly into that system, big man. That man
Yeah,
is just that man know that they've
Mm-hmm.
got to cover that space where he be like.
correct.
I'm not thinking about it from the
Mm-hmm.
perspective that is a Liverpool team we talking about. You know, I'm thinking about it as a regular. I am not having nobody in my head. I just thinking that do
Mm,
I want a defensive problem, a man that is, as I said before, a liability that opposition anybody I play is gonna
yeah,
cause terror down my right hand side, big man.
yeah.
Do I want that problem, or do I want a man now, my right wing back, who is not my only attacker, or if you wanna, hey, he's not my only attacker and not really giving me much going forward. Which problem do I really want? I got other
Mm.
attackers, I got a striker, got midfielders, got a left wing back. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Which evil you want to come back? I rather my man, my right wing back be more solid defensively, but I ain't there
I
with
get.
James best right back in Premier League today.
I I I don't. The only reason for me, you know what? Let me put it this way, right? I don't know if Stats gonna agree.
Mm-hmm.
The best right back in Premier League is Reece James based on ability. But when it comes to like consistency over the years, I gotta get the train. And
That
like and
that's
they were
fair.
asked this question if ability and consistency is gone hand in hand. So I don't know
But Trent,
if
the
the
oak, as we know, a couple of years longer than Reese. Are like
yeah, he was.
Reese burst on the scene really and truly on the Frank that was not last season, but
Reece better than Nico more all around.
correct. Like Reese James is going to surpass. Like right now, it is a debate. In two,
It's a
3 years,
debate.
it's not going to be a debate. It's going to be
I
average.
agree
It's
as
going to be
well.
universal.
Wait. So Cancelo is not in this debate?
No.
For me, right, I was
No,
saying Cancelo is the best in league because like
no.
I see do a lot of things with the ball that I don't see from Trent and Reece. That thing.
Mm.
Yes, I
I
agree.
agree.
He
He's more
technic
technical.
he's more
Yes, he
technical
has
and
the he has
he's a
this
lot better.
flair. Yeah, he
He's
has
a
a flair.
flair. He got
Yeah,
like this. He got like this thing, buddy, because he could play on your wing. He could play on
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
your wing,
exactly.
and he could play both two for backs. But he play right. He play right wing for Juventus. No, Juventus, I think. No, or Benfica or something. So
One of
he
the
could
two.
play right. He could have played right mid or something. So I think so.
Last season for me, big man,
Yeah,
that man
he can
had some
play
shocking
midfield too.
performances. B.
Yeah.
That
Yes,
man
I
drops.
I did see. I
How,
did say
how
he had
much?
a dip in farm. That's why he got
It,
dropped for the Champions League
Reese
final
had
that is
because
Reese
he
the
had
had
whole
a
point.
Reese
dip in
Reese
farm.
had a little dip, but it wasn't like I could tell you games off my hand. I could tell you Reese was poor in Arsenal 3-1. I don't think that was his fault, but he wasn't fully fit. Wolves, he was poor. He was poor against Wolves. When we beat, when we
Leicester
beat,
final.
when we beat yeah, that's the final. Yeah, that was a poor mistake. And you see when we beat, you remember we beat West Ham 3-love on it Lampard, but we didn't play well. I don't know if you remember that game. It was at the bridge.
I remember when we get.
It was in
Oh,
December. We had beaten 3-love. and
Remember
we
when they
didn't,
beat
we
me?
didn't even play well. Tammy Abraham has scored 2
Or a
goals
draw.
late. Tammy has
2-2.
scored. That was the season before.
Season
But
before.
we have beat West Ham that game 3-love.
Mhm.
So that's 4 games I could tell you that he played poor in. And didn't he can SALAH had any more games on that, or it was
Didn't he?
No, the,
before?
the thing is, no, the thing is, when Pep don't like how you playing, you get dropped.
Yeah,
So
That's another thing. No,
yeah. We
because he
got
has
Rocky next
so
5 minutes.
many, yeah,
he
because he
dealing with a
has
whole
so
other
many players at
aspect.
his disposal. You
Mhm.
understand? So if you don't
Yeah,
step up, and plus he couldn't, if he wasn't playing well, he's not going to take out Cole
yeah,
because he didn't like at the point in time. Pep didn't like how he was playing on the left, and that's why he
yeah,
wasn't getting to play. Not really
Mhm.
because his farm was absolutely terrible in the ground. It was because
yeah,
Cole was playing a right back spot better than
yeah,
Mhm.
Cancelo was.
Fair.
So you
yeah,
understand? So that's why he
yeah.
wasn't playing. Yeah.
Fair
Cause
enough.
like I had that is a fair point. Cause my basis from where you will say that he had a poor season, big man. Mostly will be not even me watching this man, but I had this man only fantasy side. And 1 minute he tearing up, next minute the other play blanking or ain't fucking playing.
Yeah,
Okay, as you said, Pep is a man. We don't know how Pep is operating with players. He's late to do a lot of
Yes.
switching and changing in and out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I have to say though that this is not the case this season. He has nailed down the left back spot and he is performing at it. If you look at you don't like stats, but I am just pointing out not to say that he's
Not that I don't like.
just because of his stats
Mhm.
he's better. But I'm
Mhm.
just pointing out that his stats going forward has been tremendous. The man is first in almost every stat going forward. You understand? So
hmm,
and to be playing out of your preferred position is pretty impressive. Majority and because of
Mhm.
this, I don't know if y'all know, because of this,
hmm.
like majority of our play is going down the left hand side simply because
I
of
didn't know this. I
Cancelo,
didn't know.
simply because of Cancelo and Grealish and Phil. So that and Bernardo. So that's why their play is on the left. So that's I think that's why his play is being improved and you're seeing how good he is on the left hand side.
That reason
I
why I
just
said
say again outshine at the moment.
that reason why I think Cancelo is the best because technically what you see do the ball I don't see from Reece and Trent, but that's a plus. Yeah, and then you could say
Mm-hmm.
that's a plus too because what he doing with the tricks and flicks and tricks he's be doing, I could agree and say right that when we play Juventus, I think, or Port,
Mm-hmm.
no, Zenit, we play Zenit, it was in Zenit St.
Mm-hmm.
Petersburg, and we beat them 2-0, 1-0 or whatever when Lukaku scored. He had a
Mm-hmm.
Reece to me, and that game wasn't good moving forward
Mm-hmm.
because um. Well, he had assist Lukaku or it was Aspi.
Aspi.
Aspi had assist Lukaku. But Reece wasn't taking on the players nor nothing, man. The man was just
Mm-hmm.
passing it sideways back to the
Right.
midfield and getting it back and running and just using his strength and pace to get forward. And then the fullback or the defender with a high hold back and then the ball can just roll up a play. And I was like, dog, you can beat a player some things.
But
But
he
with
Mm-hmm.
just don't
Cancelo,
They
redesign
gotta
though.
be versatile in these situations because
exactly. With,
teams like love to park the bus
yeah,
against big clubs like Chelsea and City
exactly.
and stuff like that. So you
Exactly.
gotta have a player that
Mm.
Know how
even
to
though they're
beat
in
them.
defense, they
Yeah,
know how to, provide an extra
yeah.
But
going
one of
forward. You
as
understand?
I
So
as I tell one of the Reece is not like he's not going to be bring back that and take the ball and let the job. He going when it is clear
Bro,
cut.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
This
right? I don't
man
know.
see space and he going. This man, he's a safe player, and
Yeah,
I believe he's a mature player for his age because it's easy as a young
yeah,
you play you tearing every time every
yeah,
site pass
yeah,
you every site open going get you tear.
yeah.
He knows when to go and he ain't going unless it there for him to the space there.
All right. So that's the final point. We strike a last point, right? I want to ask you a question because we Chelsea fans. So, like, you don't think that Reece could attack on a players more sometimes
I
that
do,
he's got? I believe so, but like that, I think
but I understand.
Man City fans and get that from Cancelo. And you gotta remember that we can't coach Reece to do that. Like you can't coach a player to dribble. Like dribbling is you blessed with
Yeah,
that,
that's comes
and that's
down
what
to
There
it.
can't
was a
shut.
point,
That's
Narain, where I was starting to think, big man, this man always gets sideways. But then as the more I watch him, man, I understood the man goes when it is on, not a moment before.
obviously he's not a dribbler. I don't think he's a good dribbler, but it ain't really
He
like
knows his game. I
I ain't
gotta
really.
respect. I gotta give him my name, but respect, big man.
I give you respect, but like for me, the reason why I think Cancelo is better and like the better he better. And I think both of them are good defenders.
I
I think
believe
Reece
so
might be
too.
I think Reece might be better moving forward, but like technically, what is could see Cancelo doing with the ball? Cause
Yeah,
I don't know, cause I like flair players. I just
yeah.
like flair players. That's why I would say Cancelo. But like this argument, so like who's he
Diverse.
really is the best because diverse because all three of them is top quality for
Yeah,
backs.
correct. There is a very
So who really is the best?
argument.
I think it's so obvious. How can we not be going the most complete that is good at everything,
The only
All
excellent
right.
at everything?
Based on the argument tonight, I would budge on my assessment, and I would say that you know I believe that Joe and Reese probably on the same level
okay.
because
Yeah.
Reese is good, better defensively, but
Yeah.
Cancelo is better going forward. So
Technically.
that even out the debate for
Better
me.
going forward or better technically
Technically, I,
because
I
it's
think better
different.
technically.
I say all wrong going forward because yes, going forward all
Because you gotta
wrong.
be able when you moving forward, you gotta beat the player. You can't just be
Yes,
able to move forward and cross. You gotta be able to
yes,
But
beat the
when you
player.
be a player, you gotta be able to produce that cross. Or you gotta say D.
He could
You say
cross.
yeah.
He could cross.
Not
yeah.
with
Joe
Regime.
Can't
Joe
cross
could
the ball
cross. He
Not
himself.
could
with
He
Bratton
could
Regime.
cross.
lines too.
He get three
Not with
assists today.
Regime.
Yeah, it's
Regime.
Bruges, but for me, right? I can't. I don't even know what to say here, boy. I think
But
It's a
yeah,
Trent.
I
good
changed
debate.
What's
my
that saying, right?
assessment.
Perfect. I agree with that. But my assessment is Reese in terms of ability, he's better than Trent. But I would say Trent right now better than him because he's been doing it over a longer period of time. But he's not a better player than Reese. I think both of them is two top
Mhm.
players. And
I can respect that feeling.
Reese more complete than he because obviously better. If you got better building somebody, for me I feel it's because you got to be more complete, and that's what Reese is. And Reese
Mhm.
and Reese
Agree.
is Reese just need the time, just need the more putting out these numbers. So I feel this debate would be perfect to do again
Yeah.
next year or two. Cancelo, no, I just prefer him because I like
Fair
flair
enough. I
players.
agree.
So I will gonna put he as number
Mhm.
one, and
Mhm.
I put in Trent number two because he been doing it over a longer period, and Reece just behind Trent, like just
Mhm.
behind, just because he don't got that
Mhm.
longevity. Obviously, stats going with Reece.
Okay, so for me,
You can't strike Cancelo.
yeah, for me, I will put Cancelo and Reece on the same level, and then
Yeah,
Trent just behind.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay. All right,
You
so guys,
stocks
we come to right,
Hmm? That's very fair. Very fair.
Reece,
just Reece,
right.
and that's all.
So just
Who
Reece.
behind Reece?
Oh no, I put Reese, Trent, and then Cancelo.
Okay.
Okay, okay. I learned a lot for sure. I gotta get like I gotta learn a lot tonight. I think it's a very difficult debate because we got three of the best. We got agree them is the three best in the world right now. We can't dispute that.
This one is a lot to do with preference.
We the three best in the world right now. Like I don't think nobody coming close to the three of them right now. I don't know. You think so,
No,
Daniel?
they're trying to tank.
Mm-hmm.
Who play for Bayern?
Hakimi
Or
is a
Papa
shout,
is rubbish.
but I wouldn't
Hakimi.
put
Yeah,
him.
Hakimi,
Hakimi.
yeah,
Hakimi.
Hakimi.
Yeah,
Okay, Hakimi.
yeah, I would put him in there, but I don't think he like above
I'll
any
go
of them.
right back.
He'll
Pavard
He's
is
do
playing
probably
more as a wing back,
conversation,
though.
but yeah.
the
He's
world
good, though.
football Pavard is
He's good,
probably up
though.
there. Probably.
Papa is garbage. Garbage.
When I say world football, I mean like opinion of like players and coaches. I
I
do
don't
believe
rate
he'll be in
Papa.
that conversation. I
I
don't
think
watch
man,
much of him.
I
I
don't
think
rate
man
But
him
just
either.
live. I just man just live off because I go. But anyways, guys, thanks for the name for coming on, Javon for coming on. He had a bit of some
Yeah,
technical
no
issues, so
problem.
he had to continue. Stats, we had a good debate. There was a talk debate. I
yeah.
learned a lot. I believe everybody learned here. So we'll be back next week, I guess, with another debate. We should be back for sure.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's the end of the debate, guys. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And